What's up, guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we're going to be talking about a team build for one of my favorite characters out of the new Empire set, and that is the infamous Iron Man, Dr. Doom as Iron Man. Gotta love it. The character's super fun, so of course I had to do a team build for him. You guys asked for it too, so here it is. It's going to be a 300-point modern team, and it's going to be a scientist-themed team. Now, I did play around with a lot of Avengers, Latveria, Fantastic Four even, and I built some pretty interesting teams, so if you guys want to see videos about that, let me know. I can make more team builds based around infamous Iron Man. But this one is, I think, the best one that I came up with so far, and like I said, it's a scientist-themed team, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, of course, since this is an infamous Iron Man team build, we've got to have the guy himself, infamous Iron Man, and I love this sculpt. It looks freaking amazing. Taking a look at his card, if you guys don't already know, he's got Avengers, Fantastic Four, Latveria, Armor, Mystical, and Scientist keywords. All of them are great keywords to choose from, but for this team, I went with Scientist, because I just thought overall, I came up with something pretty impressive, I think. But Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Latveria are all very good keywords to build around as well, and you could definitely come up with some great teams there. If you guys want me to do more team builds with this guy for those other keywords, let me know, and I probably will, because I have teams for all of those. I just thought the best one I came up with was Scientist. But moving on, he's got improved targeting for hindering and characters. And then, of course, you know, he's got Minions of Doom and Mystical team abilities. And then he's a title character, so we'll see what he can do inside here. So there's all the title character rules if you guys don't already know how to use them. I was thinking about maybe doing like a how to use title characters video. Let me know if you'd be interested in that too. But anyway, moving on, his KO effect here is when he's KO'd, opposing characters can use Outwit until the end of your next turn, which honestly, it's not that bad. I find that when he is KO'd, most people I've played against so far like don't even realize that's what he does, and so they're just not even set up to really use that or prepared to use that. Or, you know, maybe they've already used most of their actions that turn, so, you know, they can outwit a couple things, but yeah, I've found that it's really not that big a deal. They don't usually outwit too much, you know, for giving your whole team outwit. So it's not a bad KO effect to have. There's definitely worse ones, but then he has a +1, which is free outwit until your next turn. When he uses it, he may instead target any number of characters that he has hit this turn and may choose different powers for each. So he does start with some energy explosion. So if you energy explosion a group of characters, you can then outwit all of them and outwit a different power on each of them, which is pretty cool. But then he gets a -1 that says free, make an attack with 4 targets. Hit characters are dealt a maximum of 1 damage. I mean, free attacks are always great, even if they are just for 1 damage. And then a -2 that says free, half speed, phase teleport as free, and after resolutions, he can use regeneration as free. So that's a good one to just kind of get out of there and heal up if you're in a bad spot. And then the big one, -5, that's what we're trying to pull off here. Free, turn Infamous Iron Man to click number 1. This game, Infamous Iron Man has Cosmic Energy team ability, can't be healed, and may activate each of his other plot point abilities once per turn for +0 plot points, and when Infamous Iron Man is KO'd, you lose the game. So that's a much worse KO effect to have, to just straight up lose the game. Maybe that's why his other one wasn't so bad. But if you can pull that off, he can use all of his other ones once per turn. So that means he can outwit everything that he's hit this turn. He can make an attack with quadruple target to deal 1 damage. And he can free half speed phase teleport. Because he can't be healed, he won't be able to use the regeneration. But still, being able to half speed phase teleport, free quadruple attack, make an attack, and then outwit everything that you just hit, it gets pretty crazy. He's got a pretty solid dial, 8 range double target, 11 movement running shot, 11 attack energy explosion, 18 impervious, and 4 damage. It's pretty good for 100 points. You know, with that Mystics too, he's going to be dealing some damage back at him. He's a lot of fun to play. I've played him a couple times now. I haven't yet pulled off the -5, so that's kind of why I went crazy and built this team to really see if I could pull it off and keep him alive long enough. So the next person we're going to bring in to this scientist theme team is the Prime Captain Marvel, also from Avengers Fantastic Four Empire. So put him right there and take a look at what he can do. So he starts off with a trait that says when a friendly character within range and line of fire is targeted with an attack, before the attack roll is made, you may place Captain Marvel in a square adjacent to that character, and he becomes a target of the attack instead, even if it would otherwise be an illegal target. Then he has Energy Explosion and Penetrating Psychic Blast, and when he hits with a range attack, you can give each hit character an action token. Penetrating Energy Explosion is great, and giving them all an action token, even better. Shield team ability as well to help out the team a little bit, and especially Infamous Iron Man. And those are just some great stats for 50 points, 6 range triple target, 10 movement running shot, a 12 attack with that Penetrating Energy Explosion combo, 18 with invulnerability and 3 damage with some leadership. And he gets some stealth and regen on the back half of his dial, so if he does take a hit, you know, he can pretty much just heal right back up. He's still got 18 defense the whole time. Gets some prob there too, which can kind of help keep him alive as well. Makes it that much harder to hit him. So the main point here is we're just gonna kind of keep him within range and line of fire of Infamous Iron Man, just to keep him protected if he does get attacked, that he can kind of swoop in and block it for him. And he's a great secondary attacker as well with those stats. Now to expand on this a little bit further, the next one I wanted to bring in was Sunspot, also from Empire. Just a rare figure, but he looks pretty awesome flying around in that suit. So taking a look at what he can do, he's got leadership, and when Sunspot uses it and succeeds, friendly characters that are adjacent or have the aim or scientist keyword gain safeguard outwit until your next turn. So traded leadership, and when he uses it, all of my scientists, this is a scientist theme team, so all the scientists get safeguard outwit. That really helps, both of them survive, because if they can't outwit their defense powers, it, just makes them that much better, obviously. It really lets their natural reducers do their thing if they're not getting outwitted. And then he has a special defense power that gives him energy shield deflection, and when a friendly character that's adjacent or has the aim or scientist keyword would take 4 or more damage, they take 3 instead. So if they happen to use like Penetrating Blast or something and try to hit for like a big 4 or 5 damage, it's at least going to save them a couple clicks maybe, and they're only going to take 3. So that's really just the main thing. He's also just here to help protect both of them, and we're just playing him at 50 points. So he's got running shot, poison, 17 with that energy shield deflection, and 3 damage with outwit. So he brings another outwit to the team, another running shot character, and the poison is interesting if you can manage to put that to use. But pretty much he's just here to help keep them both protected with the potential safeguard outwit, and so they don't take more than 3 damage at a time specifically. And even though Sunspot himself is a little bit weak, especially against close attacks, as long as you keep him within 6 squares in line of fire of your whole team, he can swoop in over here and save him too if somebody tries to come up and punch him to get him out of the way first. So really you want him to be kind of in the middle of your whole team to be able to protect anyone at any time. And let the rest of the team do most of the work. But as long as that Captain Marvel can get in a shot once or twice, he'll definitely be living up to his points. Even just protecting the team like that for 50 points is pretty great. So to expand on that strategy even further, we're going to bring in Valeria Richards. She's just an uncommon from the Fantastic Four set. But she is great for only 40 points. Starting off with a free choose a standard attack power, Valeria Richards can use that attack power this turn. Most of the time I just give her TK, but I also love to pick poison sometimes once they run up in there and they just don't expect her to randomly get poison. You can get some free damage in that way. But Penetrating Blast and Pulse Wave, those are good ones too. Blades, she can do some big damage that way. So that's a really cool pick of power. Then she has Perplex with a range of 8 and unique modifier. When she uses Perplex to target another character that shares a keyword, she may instead modify a value except damage by +2. So she's going to be mainly here to +2 the defense on our Captain Marvel Prime. If we can keep his defense up, then it's going to be that much harder to hit him, obviously, and since he's going to be kind of bouncing in the way of all the attacks, we want him to be as hard to hit as possible. And there's a quick look at Valeria's dial. Not bad for 40 points. She's got 4 clicks, 10 attack, 17 energy shield. She got that Perplex, and the sidestep helps as well. 5 range is pretty good. Fantastic 4 team ability. Why not? Great stuff. Now to take this up another notch, we're going to be playing some equipment, and we're going to be playing the Soul Gem. So for 10 points, it basically just gives us +1 defense and steal energy with close or range attacks. And whenever this character hits and rolls a 10 or higher after resolutions, you can heal them another click. So since this team is, you know, kind of centered around Infamous Iron Man, you might think this is for him. But no, we're actually going to be putting this on Captain Marvel Prime. Again, ups his defense, makes him harder to hit. And if he does get hit, it gives him that steal energy so he can, you know, steal energy back up, you know, in case he doesn't get hit onto regen or something. It gives him more healing. But even if he does get hit onto regen, if you need him to make attacks, you can, and you can still be healing him with the steal energy. So there's our Soul Gem there for him to equip. And to round out the team, we got 50 more points. That right there is 250 points. So the best scientist I could think to throw in for 50 points is, of course, Barry Allen ×2, the Flash from Wonder Woman. So yeah, he's probably the main thing that's going to set you back trying to build this team. These dudes still are super expensive, and it's kind of annoying. But they're really good, so that's kind of why. So we'll take a look at what he can do. So he's got this trait that during force construction, you can only add the Flash at 20 points if you also have the Flash at 30 points on your starting force. And if you do at the beginning of the game, you must choose a distinct starting line for each, and they all have a 30-point value for all effects this game, including scoring. And back in a Flash, improved movement for characters, charge once per turn. When the Flash uses it after resolutions, he can use charge as free. So he gets a double charge that ignores characters, which is great. And then the other one we're going to be playing has this telekinesis, that when the Flash uses it to place a friendly character after resolutions, you may place that character within 2 squares in line of fire of their current square. So basically like an 8-square TK. And we're not going to be playing the one that has this damage power, even though it is pretty good. So he's got police team ability to help out our range attacks. He's got, of course, wild card. He can copy shield team ability, or, you know, Fantastic Four, or Minions of Doom. Or if you wanted, you could also copy X-Men or Avengers from Sunspot. But since this is kind of a range heavy team, I'm probably going to be copying shield most of the time. But anyway, looking at his dial, 13 with that double charge basically gets him like 14 squares away, because he can charge twice for 7, rounding up. And when you combo that with, you know, the TKs, this one can actually get all the way across the map in 1 turn. 12 attack, 3 damage is great. You also got some leadership and super senses there. And then this one has sidestep with that super TK, some energy shield, and some prob as well. So helps prob our own rolls, or if he's close enough, you know, he can prob your opponent's rolls as well. So I think this team is pretty great. So this is a +6 scientist theme team, which is, you know, pretty good for, you know, rolling initiative. And then you got 3 leadership roles there. You've got Outwit from him. You've got Outwit from his, you know, title character ability. You've got a prob here. You got a +2 perplex there. Like I said, equipping this to him gives him the +1 defense and the steal energy. And she can +2 perplex his defense. So as long as he's within range and line of fire of our team, he can jump in there and take the attack for any of them. And that will be putting him at a 21 defense that they'll have to hit. And, you know, if you've got your prob lined up, they'll have to roll it twice, or you could just use a theme prob, because, you know, generics get theme probs now, which is great. You can get the Flash all the way across the map on turn 1 to, you know, take out something that you might need to take out right away, just to get an attack in. This guy here makes it so none of them can take more than 3 damage at a time, which is actually really good, because they can't one-shot Valeria then, and, you know, they can't do like a big penetrating damage blast on our big guys either. And yeah, I think all in all, there's enough support here. There's enough like good secondary attackers, and there's enough protection for our big guy, Infamous Iron Man. Between the 2 of them, it should be nearly impossible to kill him. I say nearly, it's definitely still possible to happen, but he'll probably be the last one to go down. And I think that'll give him the best odds of getting to his -5. Even if you don't use the -5 though, just, you know, going between the +1 and the -1 back and forth, and then when he takes a hit, you know, you can potentially use the -2 to go run back and heal real quick. So just play hard to get that way. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a really solid team. It actually makes me want to do a lot more team building with this guy, because it's just going to be so hard to hit him with a 21. But we'll see. So that's basically the strategy of it. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to keep the Flash alive because he's going to charge over there and die right away. But as long as he can keep the rest of them alive, you got, he can police team their range attacks and shield up their range as well. And he can shield up his range, so he can be shooting from like a 10 range and getting some pretty great shots off with his, improved targeting through characters and hindering. So I think it's a great team all around. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this team build video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. It does help me out a lot. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this team. Is there anything you would do differently? Any other scientists you would want to use? Or like I said before, would you guys rather see him on an Avengers or Fantastic Four or Latveria kind of team? Let me know. But anyway, while you're here, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel more, you can check the links in the description for our Patreon. So you can see your name here in the credits as well as some other awesome stuff. So make sure you check that out. But that's going to do it for this one. So thanks again so much for watching. And until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters signing off.